Look, I need to make something very clear. There's no such thing as easy money, but there is such thing as smart money. And if you're selling digital products the hard way, you're leaving millions on the table. I've sold $3.6 million in digital products. I've helped clients generate over $75 million. And in this video, I'm going to show you the laziest, aka the smartest way to sell digital products in 2026. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which method to use and which one to avoid like the plague. Let's get into it. So here's why I'm making this video. Last month, I had a client come to me. Great guy, talented coach, had a 3K offer that actually delivered results. But he was broke. Why? Because he was running live webinars 5 days a week, every single week. He'd spend 90 minutes teaching, then pitch, then follow up with everyone who didn't buy. And he was making $8,000 a month, which sounds okay until you realize he was working 60-hour weeks. That's $33 an hour. He could have made more working at Starbucks. So we switched him to an application funnel, cut his workload by 70%, and within 60 days, he hit $40,000 a month. Same offer, different system. And that's the point of this video. Most digital product owners and service providers are using the wrong funnel for their business. They are running webinars because Russell Brunson did it in 2015. They're doing sales calls because that's what their mentor told them to do. And they are burning out, frankly. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which funnel to use. Not the trendy one, not the one your favorite guru teaches, the one that actually makes sense for your offer and your goals. Because here's the thing, I come from a very unique perspective. Most people who teach you how to sell digital products have only succeeded with one method. They ran webinars, now they teach webinars. They did sales calls, now they teach sales calls. But I've done all of them. Webinars, sales calls, low ticket funnels, live challenges, memberships, application funnels. I've made at least 7 figures with multiple methods. And I've helped clients scale to 8 figures using these exact models. So I'm not married to just one approach. I'm just going to tell you the truth about what actually works in 2026 and what's a waste of your time. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to work harder, it's to work smarter. So let's compare the most popular ways to sell digital products and find out which one makes the most sense for your business. To compare these models fairly, we need to judge them on 5 key categories. Number 1, time to first sale. How long before you actually make money? Because if you're broke right now, you need cash fast, not in 6 months. Number 2, scalability. Can you go from 10K a month to 100K a month without 10xing your workload? Because what's the point of making more money if you're just trading more time? Number 3, conversion rate. What percentage of people who see your offer actually buy? A 2% conversion rate and a 20% conversion rate are very different businesses. Number 4, sustainability. Will this model still work in 3 years, or is it a short-term trend? Because I'm not interested in hacks. I'm interested in building real businesses. Number 5, effort required. How much ongoing work do you need to keep sales flowing? Because freedom is the goal, not another job. So the goal is simple. Find the method that scores the highest for your specific situation. Because here's the truth, there is no one perfect method. It depends on what you're selling and what you want out of your business. So let's break it down. All right, webinars. This is the OG method. Russell Brunson made $100 million with webinars. Tony Robbins, Tai Lopez, everyone was doing webinars in 2015. The model is simple. You host a 90-minute live presentation, you teach for 60 minutes, build rapport, give value, then you pitch your product for 30 minutes. And if done right, it works. I've run webinars, I've made millions with them, and here's the problem. Time to first sale? Slow. You need 2 to 4 weeks just to set it up. Build your audience, create your slides, promote the webinar, get people to register, then actually run it. So if you're broke right now and you need cash, This week, webinars aren't it. Scalability, moderate. You can automate it with evergreen webinars, but conversion rates drop massively. Live webinars convert at 10 to 20%. Evergreen, you're lucky to get 2 to 5%. Why? Because people can feel when it's not live. They know you're not actually there, and the urgency disappears. Conversion rate, high if it's live, low if it's automated. Like I said, 10 to 20% live, 2 to 5% evergreen. So you're constantly choosing between high conversion rates and high effort. Sustainability, declining. Here's the truth. People are pretty much over sitting through 90 minutes of content just to get pitched at the end. It really worked really well in 2015 when webinars were new. In 2026, attention spans are gone. People see webinar and they already know what's coming. They skip it to the end, or they don't show up at all. Effort required, high if live, low if evergreen. Live webinars, you're basically doing a sales pitch 3 to 5 times a week. That's a job. But if you can get an evergreen webinar working, that's autopilot. Problem is, most people can't get the conversion rates high enough to make it profitable. So let me put it this way. Webinars are like the Mark 1 Iron Man suit. Super revolutionary at the time, changed the game, but we've got better tech now. That said, this is important. If you want complete autopilot and you're selling a mid-ticket offer, $297 to $997, an evergreen webinar can work beautifully. You sacrifice conversion rate for automation, but if you're okay spending money on ads and you're patient, this can be a money printer. Now, here's a mistake I see people make with webinars. They try to teach everything. They pack 90 minutes with content, and by the time they pitch, everyone's exhausted. Here's the pro tip. Your webinar should create one big aha moment, not 10 small ones. One, and that's it. Because that one moment is what makes them think, holy shit, I need this. Real example, I ran a webinar in 2021 for a 2K program. First version, I taught for 75 minutes, pitched for 15. Conversion rate, 8%. Second version, I taught for 45 minutes and pitched for 45 minutes. Conversion rate, 18%. Same offer, same audience. I just stopped trying to teach everything and focused on one big idea that made them want the full program. So if you're going to do webinars, do it right. So, webinar score, time to first sale, 3 out of 5. Scalability, 3 out of 5. Conversion rate, 5 out of 5 if live, 3 out of 5 for evergreen. Sustainability, 3 out of 5. Effort required, 5 out of 5 for live, and 2 out of 5 for evergreen. So total, I think it's 13 out of 25 for live and 17 out of 25 for evergreen. Next, book a call funnels, the schedule now trap. All right, let's talk about it. This is what most coaches do. And honestly, I did this for years. The funnel is simple. Someone sees your ad or content, they land on a VSL, then boom, big button that says book a call. They click it, they're taken straight to your calendar, they book a time, they hop on a call, you close the deal. Sounds efficient, right? Here's the problem. You're talking to everyone. Qualified, unqualified, tire kickers, people who just want to pick your brain. Hate that fucking phrase. You're spending 30 to 60 minutes on calls with people who are never going to buy in the first place. And here's the other issue. You're back to trading time for money. You thought you escaped the 9 to 5, but now you're on Zoom calls 8 hours a day doing sales calls. And the second you stop taking calls, revenue stops. That's not a business. That's freelancing with extra steps. Let's break it down. Time to first sale, moderate. If you have traffic, you can close deals in 1 to 2 weeks. That's solid. Scalability, low. You are the bottleneck. Sure, you can hire closers, but no closer is going to waste their time every single day for qualified, unqualified people. Good luck finding a closer like that. That adds to the complexity, training, management, and it eats into your margins. Most closers take 10 to 20% of every deal they close. So now you're making less per sale and managing people. Fun. Conversion rate, moderate to high. Depends how good you are at sales. If you're great, 30 to 50% close rates. If you suck, 10 to 15%. But here's the thing. You're wasting time on unqualified leads. So even if you close 40% of calls, you're still spending hours every week on people who were never going to buy. Sustainability, low. You burn out. Trust me, I did 8 to 10 sales calls every day for a year. Made great money, but I was exhausted. And the second I wanted to take a vacation, revenue stopped because I was the business. Effort required, very high. You're working for every single dollar. Here's the analogy. You are Liam Neeson in Taken, but instead of rescuing your daughter, you're just on call after call saying, I have a very particular set of skills, to strangers who aren't even ready to buy. Now here's the mistake I see people make with book a call funnels. They think more calls equals more money, so they book 10 calls a day, and by call number 4, they've burnt out. They're not sharp, they're just going through the motions, and their close rate tanks. Here's the pro tip. If you're doing sales calls, do 2 to 3 max per day. Any more than that, you're just burning yourself out. Real example, I had a client who was doing 6 to 10 calls a day. Close rate, 20%. We cut him down to 3 calls a day, close rate, 40%. Why? Because he showed up fresh, sharp, ready, and he closed more deals working less. Quality over quantity. So book a call funnel score, time to first sale, 4 out of 5. Scalability, 1 out of 5. Conversion rate, 4 out of 5. Sustainability, 2 out of 5. Effort required, 1 out of 5. So total, 12 out of 25. See the pattern? High effort, low scalability. But hold on, because there's a better version of this. Application funnels, the filter that changes everything. Alright, now let's talk about it. This is what I use for my high-ticket offers, and here's why it's different from the book a call. There's a filter. Here's how it works. Someone sees your content, they're interested, or they see your ad and they're interested. They click your ad, or they go to your content. They watch your VSL, then they fill out the application. They don't just book a call. You ask questions like, what's your current revenue? What's your biggest challenge right now? Have you invested in coaching before? Why do you want to work with me specifically? You or your team review the application. If they're not a good fit, you don't waste your time. If they are a good fit, they get to book a slot on your calendar and actually book a call. By the time you hop on the call, they're 80% sold. You're not convincing, you're confirming. Let me repeat that. You're not convincing, you're confirming. That's the difference between a book a call funnel and an application funnel. One puts everyone on your calendar, the other puts only qualified people on your calendar. Think about it like this. Book a call funnels are like Tinder. You swipe right on everyone and hope someone's a match. Terrible strategy. You waste time on people who were never serious. Application funnels are like having a bouncer at the door of an exclusive club. Not everyone gets in, but the ones who do, they want to be there. Let's break it down. Time to first sale, very fast. If you have traffic or even a small audience, you can close deals in 1 to 3 days. I've had clients apply on a Monday and wire the money by Wednesday. Why? Because they're pre-qualified. Scalability, very high. You're not on every single call. You can have a team handle initial qualification. You only hop on when the deal is ready to close. Or you can hire closers, top-notch closers, who only talk to people who've been pre-qualified. Way more efficient. Conversion rate, very high. You're only talking to qualified leads. Close rates are 15 to 30% because you've already pre-sold by the time they talk to you. I've had months where my close rate was 40% because the filter was so tight. And some months I've even done 70%, but that's not the norm. Sustainability, very high. People will always need high-ticket solutions. This isn't a trend, it's a fundamental need. Effort required, moderate to low. You're still doing calls, but they're high-value calls, not let me explain what I do calls. You're talking to people who already know what you do, already want it, and are just making sure you're legit. Now here's the key. Application funnels work best for high-ticket offers. If you're selling something for 5K, 10K, 15K, this is the model. Why? Because at that price point, people want to talk to you first. They want to make sure you're legit. They want to ask questions. They want to feel confident they're making the right decision. An application funnel gives them that, but on your terms. Now, here's a mistake I see people make with application funnels. They make the application too easy. like 3 questions. Name, email, why do you want to work with me? And then they're shocked when 90% of applicants are unqualified. Here's the pro tip. Your application should still be short, like 2 minutes to fill out. Ask real questions. What's your current monthly revenue? What have you already tried? What's your budget for this? Why now? Because if someone is not willing to spend 2 to 5 minutes filling out an application, they're definitely not willing to spend 10K on your program. The application is a filter. Let it do its job. Real example, when I first launched my Done For You offer, I had a simple 3-question application. I got 100 applications in a week. Sounds awesome, right? Wrong, because 87% of them were broke. They wanted financing, payment plans, can I pay after I make money? No. So I made the application harder. 10 questions, 2 to 5 minutes to fill out. Applications dropped to 30 to 40 a week, but 25 plus of them were qualified. And my close rate went from 20% to 40% and then went to 50%. It's quality over quantity. Here's a pro tip. After someone applies and book on the calendar, send them a video welcoming them, what to expect. Show them what you do, who is it for, how it works again, testimonials. And this will increase the quality of your applications and the people who come on the call by 20-30%. They just need the extra reassurance, and you need to tell them, please show up on the call, show up on your desktop, be, make sure you're not busy, make sure you block out this time, and make sure you're completely free to take notes and focus on the call. Okay? I've had a client go from 20% to 40% close rate just by adding that simple video after they book the call and the application. So, application funnel scores, time to first sale, 5 out of 5. Scalability, 4 out of 5. Conversion rate, 5 out of 5. Sustainability, 5 out of 5. Effort required, 3 out of 5. Total, 22 out of 25. This is what I use for my 10K plus offers, and is what I recommend for anyone selling high ticket. But here's the thing, it's not the only answer, because not everyone's selling high ticket. Low ticket funnels, the tripwire to upsell model. Alright, this is the ClickFunnels model. The model that made Russell Brunson $100 million plus. Here's how it works. You sell something cheap on the front end, $7, $27, $47, maybe $97. Something low risk, easy to say yes to. Then on the back end, you upsell them to $297, $997, even $2K plus products. The front end offer gets them in the door. The back end offers are where you make your money. I've done this, it works. Till today, I still do it. But here's the reality. The time to first sale, fast. If your funnel is built, you can start running ads and making sales within a few days to a week. Scalability, very high. It's automated, runs 24/7, no calls needed. You can go from 10K a month to 100K a month just by spending more on ads, if your funnel converts. Conversion rate, moderate. Front-end conversions are usually 1 to 5%. So if you send 100 people to your page, 1 to 5 people will buy. Back-end upsells convert at 10 to 20% if your offer is dialed in. So let's say 100 people land on your page, 3 buys the $47 front-end offer, that's $141. One of those 3 buys the $997 upsell, that's $997. Total revenue from your visitors is $1,138. If your cost per click is $2, you spent $200 to make $1,138. That's a 5.7x ROAS. Not bad. But here's the thing, those numbers only work if everything is dialed in. Your ad, your landing page, your offer, your upsells, your email sequences. If one thing is off, the whole funnel crumbles. Sustainability, moderate to high. It works, but ad costs are brutal right now. Facebook CPMs are through the roof. What used to cost $5 per click now costs 10 to 15. So you need deeper pockets to test. You need 5 to 10K a month just to test and figure out what works. And if your funnel doesn't convert, you just burn through your money. Effort required? Moderate. You build it once, but you're constantly tweaking and split testing landing pages, optimizing email sequences. It's not set it and forget it, it's set and optimize it. Here's the thing, low ticket funnels are like playing poker. High risk, high reward. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're just gambling. And here's a mistake I see people make with low ticket funnels. They launch the funnel, spend 2K on ads in the first week, get terrible results, and quit. They think the model doesn't work, but the truth is they didn't give it enough time. Low ticket funnels take time to optimize. You need to test different things: ads, headlines, landing page copy, upsell offers, email sequences. It's not plug and play. It's a system that needs tuning. Here's the pro tip. Budget at least 5 to 10K for testing and give yourself 60 to 90 days to optimize. If you can't afford that, don't do low ticket funnels yet. Real example, I launched a low ticket funnel in 2021. Front end offer was $27, back end upsell was $9.97. First month, lost 8K on ads. Conversion rate sucked. ROAS was 0.8. I was about to kill it, but I kept testing. Changed the headlines, rewrote the ad, tweaked the upsell. Month 2, I broke even. Month 3, 3x ROAS. Month 6, 7x ROAS. That funnel went on to make multiple 6 figures and close to 7 figures just from that one offer. But if I quit after month 1, I would have missed it. Another pro tip, if you're doing low ticket funnels, pair them with an evergreen webinar. Here's the funnel. Add landing page, tripwire offer, low ticket offer basically, to an evergreen webinar which sells a $997 to $2,000 offer. The low ticket gets them in the door for cheap. The webinar sells them on the high ticket offer. This combo is deadly if done right. So, low ticket funnel scores. Time to first sale, 4 out of 5. Scalability, 5 out of 5. Conversion rate, 3 out of 5. Sustainability, 4 out of 5. Effort required, 3 out of 5. Total, 19 out of 25. Solid. And here's when this makes sense. If you want autopilot and you're okay with spending money on ads to test, this can be a money printer. But you need capital and you need to be patient. Live challenges, the 5-day hype machine. Alright, let's talk about it. This is super trendy right now. Everyone's turning to them. The model is simple. You run a 5-day challenge. Show up live every day for an hour, give massive value, teach, build rapport, then on day 5 or day 3, you pitch your offer. And I'll be honest, it works. People feel connected to you. They've been showing up for 3 to 5 days. They've gotten wins. They trust you. By the time you pitch, they're ready to buy. But here's the problem. Time to first sale? Slow. You need to build an audience first, then promote the challenge for 1 to 2 weeks, then actually run the challenge for 3 to 5 days, then follow up with everyone who didn't buy. You're looking at 4 to 6 weeks before you see money, unless you have a big audience. Scalability, moderate. You can evergreen it, but live challenges convert way better than evergreen. Live, 15 to 25% of participants will buy. Evergreen, 3 to 8%. So if you want high conversions, you're stuck running it over and over and over again to do it live. Which means you're working every single month. Conversion rate, high. If you do it right, 15 to 25% of participants will buy. That's solid. Why does it work so well? Because you're building a relationship over 5 days. They see your face, they hear your voice, they get results in advance. By day 5, they feel like they're buying from a friend. Sustainability, moderate. Challenges are hot right now, but trends come and go. And you're constantly promoting the next challenge. It's really like being on a hamster wheel. Effort required, low. You're live for an hour every day for 5 days, then you pitch, then you recover, then you do it again next month. It's exhausting. Here's the analogy. It's like throwing a party every month to make sales. Fun, effective, but exhausting. Now, here's a mistake I see people make with challenges. They try to teach too much. Day 1, module 1. Day 2, module 2. Day 3, module 3. By day 5, people are exhausted. And when you pitch, they're like, I already got so much value, I'm good. Here's the pro tip. Your challenge should create momentum, not completion. Each day should give them a small win, but it should also show them how much more it's possible with your program. Think of it like a movie trailer. You show them the best parts, but you leave them wanting more. I ran a 5-day challenge in 2021. Day 1 to 4, I taught. Day 5, I pitched. Conversion rate, 12%. Not bad, right? Maybe because of my looks. but it's not great. Then I changed the structure. Day 1 to 3, I taught and got them quick wins. Day 4, I brought on 3 students who'd gotten insane results. And day 5, I pitched. Conversion rate, 23%. Almost double. Why? Because on day 4, they saw proof. They saw what was possible. And by day 5, they were ready. Live challenge scores. Time to first sale, 2 out of 5. Scalability, 3 out of 5. Conversion rate, 4 out of 5. Sustainability, 3 out of 5. Effort required, 2 out of 5. Total, 14 out of 25. Great for launches, not great for long-term scalability. Memberships, the recurring revenue dream. Alright, let's talk about it. Everyone's launching a school community or a circle group right now. The pitch is simple. 97, 47, 297 a month. Recurring revenue. It compounds over time. You get paid even when you're not working. Sounds amazing, right? And it can be. But here's the reality most people don't talk about. Churn. Most people quit after month 2 or 3. So you're constantly creating content, hosting calls, answering questions in the community. It's like running a gym. Everyone signs up in January. By March, ghost town. You're not building a product. You're building a cult. And cults require attention. Let's break it down. Time to first sale, slow. You need 1 to 2 months to build momentum and get your first batch of paying members. Why? Because people need to see the value of the community before they join. If it's just you and 3 other people, no one wants to join. So you need to get to 20 to 30 members before it starts to feel alive. Scalability, high. Recurring revenue is the dream. Month 1, 10 members times $197 is $1,970 per month. Month 6, 100 members paying $197 is $19,700. Month 12, 300 members at $197 is $59,000 per month. If you can retain people, but that's a big if. Conversion rate, low. Cold traffic to a membership is very low. It's 1 to 5% at best. Why? Because memberships require ongoing commitment. People are hesitant to join something they have to pay for every single month, unless they really trust you. And when people see $197 a month or $97 a month, they calculate it as though it's 6 months of money. Scalability, very high. If you can keep people engaged, this model prints money for years. I know people who've been running memberships for 5+ years, same members, same recurring revenue. It's beautiful, but it takes work. Effort required, high. You're a teacher who never gets a summer break. You're hosting calls, creating content, answering questions. If you disappear for a week, people start canceling. Now, here's a mistake I see people make with memberships. They launch it and expect people to stay forever, but they don't create enough. They do 1 call a week and think that's enough. It's not. Here's the pro tip. If you want people to stay, you need to give them weekly live calls at least, new content every week or every month, an active community where people are getting wins, clear milestones so they feel like they're progressing. If you're not willing to do that, don't launch a membership. Here's a real example. I had a client launch a membership in 2024, $97 a month, got 50 members in month 1, by month 3 down to 18, then down to 12. And why? Because he was burnt out. Right? He did 1 call a month, posted in the community once a week. People felt like they weren't getting the value, so they left. So we restructured it, 2 live calls a week, new content every Monday, weekly challenges with prizes. Within 3 months, he was back up to 80 members and his churn rate dropped from 40% to 12%. So, membership score, time to first sale, 2 out of 5. Scalability, 4 out of 5. Conversion rate, 2 out of 5. Sustainability, 5 out of 5. Effort required, 2 out of 5. Total, 15 out of 25. Good for long-term recurring revenue, bad for fast cash. So let's look at how they all stack up. Webinars live, 13 out of 25. Webinars evergreen, 17 out of 25. Book a call funnels, 12 out of 25. Application funnels, 22 out of 25. Low ticket funnels, 19 out of 25. Live challenges, 14 out of 25. Memberships, 15 out of 25. Application funnels score the highest. Low ticket funnels and evergreen webinars are close behind. But here's what you need to understand. there is no one perfect method. It depends on what you're selling and what you want out of your business. So, let me break it down for you. Before I tell you which one to choose, let me save you some pain, because I fucked up with every single one of these models and I want you to learn from my mistakes. Mistake number 1, running live webinars for too long. I was running live webinars 3 times a week, every week for 6 months. I made great money, but I was exhausted. I wake up dreading the webinar. I rush through the content. My close rates dropped from 18% to 9% because I was burnt out. The lesson, if you're doing live webinars, do them for 4 to 6 weeks max. Then switch to evergreen. And what you can do, take the highest converting live webinar, convert it to evergreen. Don't grind yourself into the ground. It's not worth it. Mistake number 2, launching a low ticket funnel without enough budget. Back in the day, I launched a low ticket funnel. I had $3K to spend on ads. I thought that was enough. It wasn't. I burned through the $3K in 2 weeks, got terrible results, and almost killed the funnel. Luckily, I kept going. But if I quit, I would have missed out on $1 million. The lesson? If you're doing low ticket funnels, budget at least 5 to 10K for testing. Give yourself 60 to 90 days to optimize. If you can't afford that, don't do low ticket funnels yet. Mistake number 3, making my application too easy. When I first launched my done for you offer, I wanted to make it easy for people to apply. So I made it 3 questions: name, email, and why do you want to work with me? I got 100 applications in a week. I was pumped until I started reviewing them. 80 of them were broke. They wanted financing, payment plans. Can I pay after I make money? No. I wasted hours on calls with people who were never going to buy. My close rate, 15%, sometimes even 10%. I was frustrated, so I made the application harder. 10 questions took 2 to 5 minutes to fill out. Asked about their revenue, their budget, what they already tried. Applications dropped to 40 a week, but 25 to 30 of them were qualified, and my close rate went from 15 to 35 to 50%. The lesson, your application should be a filter. Make it hard enough that only serious people apply. Mistake number 4, launching a membership without a content plan. Back in the day, I launched a membership, $97 a month. I thought I'll just show up and teach whatever people want. No plan, no structure. Month 1, 40 members. Month 2, 32 members. Month 3, 12 members. Why? Because I wasn't consistent. Some weeks I do a few calls, some weeks I do 0. People didn't know what to expect, so they left. The lesson, if you're launching a membership, you need a content plan. Weekly calls, new content every week, clear milestones, gamify it, make it into a game, have prizes. If you're not willing to commit to that, don't launch a membership. Mistake number 5, thinking one method would work forever. Here's the biggest mistake I made. I thought webinars would work forever. Back in the day, webinars were printing money for me. So I went all in. I built my entire business around webinars. Then it suddenly hit. Conversion rate dropped. People were tired of webinars. And then I had to scramble to figure out a new model. The lesson, don't marry one method. Stay flexible. Test new models, because what works today might not work in 2 years. Alright, here's what most people selling courses won't tell you. Number 1, they only teach the method they succeeded with, which is fine. If they made money with webinars, they teach webinars. If they make money with sales calls, they teach sales calls. They act like their method is the only method. But the truth is, different method works for different people. What worked for them might not work for you. Number 2, they make it sound easier than it is. Just launch a webinar and make 100K. Just run a challenge and people will throw money at you. No, it's not that simple. Every method requires work, testing, optimization, iteration. There's no push button, get rich model. Number 3, they don't talk about the costs. Low ticket funnels, you need 5 to 10K to test. Webinars, you need an audience first. Memberships, you need to create content every week. These costs, time, money, energy, are real, and most gurus conveniently leave them out. Number 4, they don't talk about burnout. Running live webinars 3 times a week, you'll burn out. Doing 6 to 10 sales calls a day, you'll burn out. Creating content for a membership every single week, guess it, you'll burn out. I've done all of them, and I can tell you from experience, some methods are just not sustainable long-term. Number 5, they don't tell you that trends change. What worked in 2026 might not work in 2027. Webinars were hot back then. Challenges are hot in 2024, 2025. What's next? Who knows? The point is, you need to stay flexible. Don't build your entire business around one trendy tactic. Build a business that can adapt. So that's what most gurus won't tell you. But I'm telling you because I want you to succeed long term, not just make a quick buck and burn out. Alright, so you're probably thinking, Dan, which one should I choose? Great question. Here's how to figure it out. Ask yourself 3 questions. Question number 1, do I want to talk to people or not? If yes, application funnel or book a call funnel? Application funnel. If no, low ticket funnel or evergreen webinar. Look, some people love sales calls, they love the human connection, they love closing deals on the phone. If that's you, application is the way to go. But some people hate sales calls. They rather automate everything and never talk to anyone. If that's you, low ticket funnel or evergreen webinar. Neither is right or wrong. It's just about what you want. Question number 2, am I selling high ticket 3K plus or low ticket 47 to 997? If high ticket, application funnel. If low ticket funnel, and then send them to an evergreen webinar. Here's the truth. High ticket offers need human interaction. People aren't going to drop 5K, 10K, 15K without talking to someone first, unless you're Alex Hormozi. They need to ask questions. They need to feel confident. So if you're selling high ticket, you need to talk to people. Application funnel is the way. But if you're selling low ticket, you can automate it. Low ticket funnel to an evergreen webinar. People are willing to buy without talking to you if the price is just right and low enough. Question number 3, do I have ad budget 5K plus a month or am I bootstrapping? If I have budget, low ticket funnel, test fast, scale fast. If I'm bootstrapping, application funnel. It's manual at first, but it works. Here's the reality. Low ticket funnels need ad spend to work. You need to test, you need to optimize, you need to scale. If you have 5 to 10K a month to spend on ads, low ticket funnel can be a money printer. But if you're broke right now, application funnel, because you can do it with 0 ad spend. Just create content, run some ads, get people to apply, close deals. Then use that money to fund more ads and hire a closer. Let me give you 3 examples. Example number 1, you're a fitness coach. You're selling a 2K 12-week transformation program. You have no ad budget. Which funnel? Application funnel. Why? High ticket, 2K plus, 3K, people need to talk to you first. No ad budget equals you need organic traffic. Application funnels let you qualify leads and close deals manually. Start with organic content on Instagram, TikTok, drive people to an application, close deals. Once you're making 10 to 20K a month, then you can invest in ads. Example number 2, you're a course creator. You're selling a $497 course on how to start a podcast. You have 10K to spend on ads. Which funnel? Low ticket funnel or evergreen webinar? Why? Low ticket equals people will buy without talking to you. You have ad budget, you can test and scale. Automation is the goal, means you want autopilot. Build a low ticket funnel using ads to a landing page, to a $47 tripwire, a low ticket offer. And then once they buy, send them into an evergreen webinar where it sells a $497 course on $997. Or skip the tripwire and go straight to the webinar. Either way, you're automating the entire process. Example number 3, you're a business coach. You're selling a 10K 6-month mentorship. You have a small audience, but no ad budget. Which funnel? Application funnel. Why? High ticket, 10K plus equals people 100% need to talk to you first. Small audience equals you don't need massive traffic, you just need qualified traffic. No ad budget equals organic content plus applications. Create content that speaks directly to your ideal client, drive them to an application, qualify them, close deals. You only need 2 to 3 clients a month to make 20 to 30K. See how this works? There's no one right answer. It depends on what you're selling, what you want out of your business, what resources you have. So don't just copy what someone else is doing, figure out what makes sense for you. Now, you might be thinking, Dan, I don't have an audience yet, can I still do this? Yes, if you don't have an audience yet, Start with organic content plus an application funnel. Post on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Talk about the problem you solve. Share your story. Give value. Then drive people to an application. You don't need 100k followers to make 10k a month. You only need 2 to 3 people to say yes. That's it. So what if I don't have an ad budget? Then don't run ads. Start with organic content. Build an application funnel. Close deals manually. Once you're making 10 to 20k a month, then invest it into ads. But don't wait for ad budget to start. Start now with what you have. But then, what if I'm not good at sales calls? Then get good or hire someone who is. Look, if you're selling high ticket, you need to be able to sell. There's no way around it. But the good news, sales is a skill. You can learn it. I used to suck at sales. My first sales call ever, I was like shaking. I'm serious, I didn't close, but I kept doing it and I got better. Now I close 30, 40, 50% of my calls. So if you suck at sales right now, that's okay. You'll get better. Just start. What if I want to scale to 100k per month? Then you need automation. You can't do 100k per month manually. You'll burn out. So here's the path. Start with an application funnel, manually get to 20 to 30k a month, then invest in ads and automation. Build a low-ticket funnel on an evergreen webinar or hire a team to handle your application funnel. But you need systems to scale. Manual work only gets you so far. Look, every single one of these methods can work. I've seen people make millions with webinars, sales calls, memberships, all of it. But here's the thing. Most coaches are building these funnels wrong. They're using the wrong model for their offer. Or they're using the right model, but their offer sucks. And here's the truth. A bad offer will kill any funnel. You can have the best webinar script in the world, the best VSL, the perfect ad, but if your offer is weak, if people don't want what you're selling, none of it matters. I've seen people spend $50,000 on ads for an offer that was dead on arrival from day one. And I've seen people make $100,000 with a great offer and a mediocre funnel. The offer is everything. So before you build a funnel, you need to make sure your offer is solid. And that's where I come in. I help people like you, coaches, consultants, experts, digital product creators, build offers and funnels that actually work. Not theory, not best practices. Real offers, real funnels, and real results. I've generated $3.6 million for myself, and I've helped clients generate over $75 million. And I can help you too. So here's what I want to ask you. If you're a coach, consultant, or expert, and you need help building the right offer and the right funnel, book a call with me. Here's what's going to happen on that call. Number one, I'm going to look at your current offer, and I'm going to tell you if it's good or if it needs work. I'll rip it apart if I have to, because a weak offer won't scale. Period. I'd rather tell you the truth now than watch you waste 1 year building a funnel that doesn't work. Number two, I'm going to figure out what you actually want. Do you want autopilot, fast cash, recurring revenue? Because the funnel we build depends on your goals, not what's trendy. Not what I want, it's what you want. Number three, I'm going to tell you which funnel model makes the most sense for you. Application funnel, low ticket funnel, evergreen webinar. I'll give you the exact blueprint, and if it makes sense to work together, I'll build it for you. Offer, funnel, copy, the whole thing in 15 days or less, or you don't pay. That's my guarantee, because I don't just teach this stuff. I do it for myself and for my clients, and we've generated over $75 million using these exact systems. Now look, maybe you're thinking, Dan, I can't afford this. Cool. But can you afford to keep wasting 6 months building the wrong funnel? Can you afford to keep running ads that don't convert? Can you afford to stay stuck at 5k to 10k a month when you know you should be making 50 to 100 to 1 million a month? Because that's what's going to happen if you guess. If you just copy what someone else is doing without understanding why it works, I've seen it 100 times. Someone sees a webinar working for Russell Brunson, so they build a webinar and it flops. Why? Because Russell's offer is dialed in. His audience is warm. His funnel has been optimized for years. You can't just copy the tactics and expect the same results. You need to understand the strategy, and that's what I help you with. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start scaling, click the link below, watch the video, and book a call. Let's figure out the best funnel for your business and let's build something that actually makes you money. Click the link in the description below, fill out the application, and I'll see you on the other side. As always, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video. Love you. Take care.